Hi everybody, my name's John Myer and we're here at the rePhil event at Bartley's in Chinatown. Now a huge shout out to Tim Dodd, AWS, Click, NetApp, CBS Business Solutions for hosting this event for the nonprofits. Now I'm sitting here with Danae Mobley from Coded by Kids. Danae, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Okay, Coded by Kids, what is that?
Right, so Coded by Kids, the simple answer to that is we are a youth tech nonprofit, right? But honestly, we're so much more than that. The reason we started this organization was because we know that we needed to increase equity and diversity in tech. That came our founder. He was actually a military veteran. He's one of the few people you'll know. He was actually in the Marines, the Army, and the Air Force. And the Air Force is
Is that
actually
possible?
it is possible. Did you actually know you can re-enlist if you've already done basic training? You can actually re-enlist in other branches. So he actually really took advantage of that loophole and was able to then go into three branches. So in the last branch in the Air Force is where he learned his tech skills. So once he got those skills in the military, he went to civilian life and then started to actually work as a technologist, as a project manager in tech, and then realized he was most of the time the only person of color in the room and he wanted to do something about that. So that's how Coded by Kids started.
That's a very diverse background
Yeah.
into like the different branches of the military. That's actually, I like that. Okay, let's talk about more about Coded by Kids. I
Yeah.
mean, really, what do you do?
What do we do? So what we basically think about is, when you wake up, we have pro athletes. They don't wake up when they're a senior in high school and say, I'm going to go pro, right? They think about that when they do AAU basketball with their kids. They develop all the way through a system that gets them to do that. We want to think about tech in the same way because we know that there are young people who can grow up to be technologists and entrepreneurs and build their own businesses, the next Facebook, Google, Amazon. So we work with kids starting with 8 all the way up to 24, and we help them work their way through progressive education, through competitions, and through tech and innovation internships that help prepare them for careers in technology.
Talk to me more about the tech that you do with them because I'm envisioning these kids that are sitting there, maybe programming, building an application,
Yeah.
just diving into some of the technology and ultimately building maybe that, the next Facebook, right?
Right, exactly. So they're learning when they come to us, they're learning the fundamental skills, right? Those building blocks of HTML, CSS. But then they're building on those with JavaScript, Node, different stacks that they're learning. We're trying to teach them the most relevant things that are out there in the market that they would be using if they walked into a job today, what they would be utilizing. And what we also try to do is make a component where they're solving a problem, right? It's not tech for tech's sake, but we say, what's important to you? What do you want to solve? And really then it makes that connection that
Yeah.
tech is something that you can use to solve a problem, not something you do just because. I mean, we all love technology, but there's that really added bonus if you can use it to solve a problem. So we have competitions where we have them solve a problem and they win up to $5,000 for the best website that allows them to solve a problem. Or we have an innovation league where they also build a startup, again, solving a problem where they're able to win large cash prizes. And it's far better than what we got for mowing lawns for a summer.
$5 for this lawn
Exactly.
and $5 in short.
For this
Yeah,
website.
yeah.
Exactly.
Actually, that's pretty cool.
Thank you.
How many of them that have built this have actually built the next thing? Because I see this as really cool. When
Yeah.
you solve a problem that you're passionate about,
Hmm.
you put your blood, sweat, tears into it. You work day and night trying to solve this problem.
Absolutely.
How many of them have built something that has been like the next best thing?
Quite a few actually. So we're really actually proud of one of our recent alums. It was two of them. They started a project called Scaffold Ed while they were encoded by kids. They actually just finished a global tech accelerator, Techstars, and then were able to actually get capital invested into their project. And all our students that come to the competitions, they're building solvable, scalable tech companies. Our internship that we have this year, we have over 20 students that will be with us in the summer, high school and college. And each team, they're usually in teams of 3, each team is building a company that's scalable and viable.
Talk to me a little bit more about the diverse nature of it and how you're bringing this to the kids and kind of, and, bringing everybody together, but also, letting them see that they could be different. Let them see that they can bring their own piece to it or their own knowledge to the solve the problem.
Absolutely. So when you think about the city of Philadelphia, right, a lot of people like to say we are a minority majority city, right? Most of the people in Philadelphia would be considered, they are underrepresented in technology. So the way that our program works, we never have charged a student anything for the program. All of our programs are free. They are coming to us from every corner of the city. So when you think about that diversity, a student that may not see themselves in normal tech, they are now coming to our offices and they are thinking about, okay, well, the problem that I want to solve might be around my neighborhood in Philadelphia, or gun violence that I'm seeing, or it might be around content creation for YouTubers, because I really care about that. There's a diverse set of students, because we do often tell a story about Philadelphia where it's all from a deficit mindset, but we have really imaginative and creative kids that have a diversity of thought, and even showcasing that in what they build is something that's really unique and something that we're proud of.
They just need a chance to share that and to
Absolutely.
put it out there, their voice to be heard.
Absolutely.
And what they're building at their age is very tough to actually get out there, and you're providing them a platform, a place to do that, a means to actually take some of their problems, their mindset, their knowledge, and actually put it out there and showcase it.
Absolutely. We like to think of ourselves as their lab or their gym, right? They're coming in, they're getting those reps in, because entrepreneurship is hard, right? A lot of people don't get it on the first try, but you're more likely to succeed the more and more you do it.
No.
So just giving them that place and space to fail and grow and try and do it again, that's something we find to be really unique and powerful for our students.
You said the age that you started is like 8?
Yep.
How do you get 8-year-olds involved in that and
Yeah.
focus? I mean, some of it definitely. Here's how I envision, like you had 10 8-year-olds and they started out having the passion to do that,
Yep.
but it kind of weans down to maybe 5 or 4 that stick with it and go through the program.
Right. So, I mean, we're never going to have 100% of the kids that start the program finish the program, and that's okay.
Yep.
Because knowing what you don't want is sometimes just as good as knowing what you're good at.
Yep.
But if 8 of them never started, 8 of them would never even know that they had the potential to do or be this thing. So what we do is we just grab them where they're already interested. It might be music, and we say, hey, did you know that like in the music that you listen to, tech is involved? And they're like, what do you mean? Well, you're interested in sports. Do you know that instant replay now has tech that it didn't have 10 years ago?
Yep.
So it's really just grabbing them where they're interested, where they are, and showing them the relevance of tech in their everyday life. And that usually is enough of a hook to keep them interested and keep them going.
You're correlating the two, their passion with tech, and then they might not realize that they have a passion for tech because it has to do with their current passion, whether it's sport, music, art.
Absolutely, because we need something for all these kids. Let's be honest, the vast majority of kids, they're not going to the NBA, right? They're not going to the NFL, but they could still do the thing that they love. They could be a data science in the back office for football. They could be looking at stats and figuring out the technology for these things. We just need to give them the opportunity to see themselves in the space.
Talk to me a little bit more about how you can get involved. If I was a kid listening to this right now and I said, wow, this sounds freaking cool, how can I reach out and get involved?
Absolutely. So for the kids, I'm going to say follow us on our socials, right? We're on Instagram. Follow us. For the adults, say LinkedIn. We're always there. We're going to share when we have open programs, things that you can do. The fall will be our next open time, because right now we're honing in our internship for the summer. And then, for professionals that want to help, we always love having volunteers from industry come in. And if you're not a professional, then we always love a donation to help support the work. And you could go to our website, codedbykids.com, to make that donation.
This sounds pretty cool. I like what you guys are doing.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, Danae, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Yep, have a good one.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, this has been an awesome John Myer podcast with Coded by Kids with Danae Mobley. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and notify, because guess what? We're out of here.